Hello, what is your name?
My name is John Dwoskin,
Where are you from?
Huntington Woods,
How old were you in 2009?
37.
What do you recall about your financial life before the Great Recession?
Well, the recession that they talk about in 2009 really started in 2007, and I was in real estate at the time, and I knew in 2006 that there was going to be some type of recession because the market was way too frothy, and things didn't make sense, and the norm was off the charts. So I remember telling your mom that things were going to get really bad soon when things were really good. And the recession started in actually mid 2007. I was in real estate, commercial real estate, and the main lenders in the country stopped lending. And then in September 15th of 2008 is when Enron went bankrupt and the markets basically plummeted. And that's really when the recession started. And then in 2009 was a lot of the ripple effects of a lot of the loans and things of that nature that were coming due in homes. So pre-recession, but do I not want me to talk about this?
I'm asking you more questions.
Oh, okay.
Were you overly worried about the health of the economy?
Yes and no. I was not. I knew that the market needed to correct itself because it was so heightened. People were buying homes who didn't have money to buy homes. You could buy $1 million home and only be making $50,000 a year. It didn't make sense, and the lenders were doing things that were not appropriate. And so I knew that there had to be a correction, and I knew everything is cyclical, and that correction would would just kind of come around. So it wasn't great, easy going through it, but I wasn't worried.
What do you believe is our nation's greatest economic concern?
The nation's biggest economic concern is basically getting employment up. So if we have employment and we can educate the the people who are in their 60s and 70s, who a lot of times when they retire, they don't have the skill set of what's needed in today's market. So I think there needs to be training of the 50s and the 60-year-olds so they can be relevant and help in today's world. And I think that's a big push, and I think it's important to bring jobs back into the United States so employment can go up.
How has the Great Recession changed you?
I wouldn't necessarily say it changed me because I was so entrenched in the market that I knew it was coming, but it basically it forces you to save more and keep more for a rainy day because you don't know when things are gonna change, and that's probably the main thing.
How did you discover that our nation was facing a severe economic situation?
Well, like I said earlier, I knew in 2006 that it was going to happen. In 2007, I was in real estate. Things started changing. I knew in 2007, in 2008, in September of 2008, when Enron went bankrupt, and a slew of companies that were 100 years old, all were going bankrupt and out of business. It was a domino effect that was insane.
What financial hardships did you experience during the economic situation? Loss of job, difficulty finding work, loss of home, loss of savings, reduction of income?
My savings went down just because the market went down, and the stock market, I think, plummeted 40, 50, 60%. But other than that, I was in a safe zone. I was safe. I was okay.
What emotional response did you and your family have to this severe economic situation?
Say that again.
What emotional response did you and your family have to... new question. How has the Great Recession changed our nation or the world?
Well, I think it makes people more responsible. I think lenders came out of that recession more responsible. Although people have short memories because a lot of the things that were happening are happening again. We're in a market that doesn't make sense. It's frothy. Things are starting to repeat themselves. It feels like 2007 all over again. So I think what happens is they learn the lesson and then they forget the lesson until they learn it again.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.